First thing today is what? Right, which means what? May 5th, and right on. So I was like, what can we do? What can we cook together on Cinco de Mayo? Two of my favorite things are breakfast and tacos. So we're gonna make breakfast tacos. You ever had those?
Yes.
Have you ever had them with chorizo? Okay, does anybody know what chorizo is?
I don't.
What is it, Javon?
Mexican sausage is kind of spicy.
Yeah, that's perfect. It is, it's a ground Mexican sausage. There's actually a Spanish version too. It's a little different than the Spanish version because they actually cure it like a pepperoni stick. Now this ground Mexican style, we're gonna cook it and we're gonna make some scrambled eggs and we're gonna sprinkle cheese on it and make it real cheesy. And we're gonna garnish it with something called Pico De Gallo. Does anybody know what Pico De Gallo is? Let's try my man over here.
It's like a sauce with like tomatoes and stuff.
Yeah, it is good stuff. And you're right, it's kind of like a salsa. So sometimes it's called salsa fresca, which means fresh salsa. And Pico de Gallo has a weird name. It actually translates to rooster's beak. Do you know that? But we're not gonna put any rooster's beaks in it. And the reason why it's called that, there's a lot of different stories to it. Some people say that when it's on your tongue, because it's a little spicy, it's kind of what it feels like when a rooster bites your tongue. And some people say your fingers look like a rooster when you dip your tortilla chip in them. But either way, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the Pico de Gallo, right? And what we're gonna use is Roma tomatoes, which are also called plum tomatoes. And we're using these because they're a little more firm than other tomatoes, so that way they stay nice and crisp and fresh for you when you're dipping them and you're mixing them together. We're also gonna use white onion. So I'm gonna start out by chopping up the white onion. Pretty familiar with chopping onions and everything?
Yeah.
What do you guys do to keep yourselves from crying when you do it? Chew gum. I never heard of that. I know that like when you're in an airplane, you can do that for your ears. So also, I'm sure you were taught first about when you're cutting with a knife, keep your fingertips safe, right?
Yeah.
By bending them back away from the blade. So for the pico, I like little chunks, you know, like 1/4 to 1/2 inch, so that way it's not too big when we put it in our taco. How many of you guys like spicy food? Oh, thank gosh. So the other thing going in this is called a Serrano Chile. You guys familiar with Serrano chilies?
Yeah.
It's kind of like a slender jalapeno, right?
Yeah.
And it's probably just a little, might be a little bit spicier, but it's a lot smaller, so we're not gonna use a whole lot of them. Have you guys made tacos at home?
Yeah.
What do you usually put in them? Oh, go ahead, yeah, shout it out, shout it out.
Cheese, beans,
Tortilla chips.
you put chips in it.
Time out, you put tortilla chips in your taco? That's some higher level stuff right there, man. With kind of like the Mexican authentic street tacos, they usually like leave the cheese out, they leave the sour cream out, they go with like the pico, and here comes the tears. This is a very touching moment when I talk about street tacos. Bear with me. Feeling verklempt. Oh, and the other thing is the tortilla. We have two different kinds. We have the corn tortilla, right? Corn tortilla, and we have the flour, right on. Now, supposedly, the authentic way to do it is use, boom, corn. I got these kitchen shears here. So in order for us to chop up the cilantro that we're gonna put in the pico, we need to get the stems off. So this is a really easy way of doing it. You just go like that. Keep your fingers away from it, of course, and you just cut the leaf off of the stem, just like that. But can somebody help me out with that? Cool. All right. Does everybody like cilantro?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite herbs to use. It's got that really like pungent, that flavor that just pops for you, and it keeps your food nice and fresh. And when you have spicy food, it helps to kind of cool your mouth down too. And it's really healthy. This is a lot of pico. I'm doubling the recipe because there's like 15 of us, I think, something like that. So now I'm just gonna dice up this tomato. I like to keep it just about the same size as the onion. And also, I like to cut these with the skin side down, so I don't smash out all like the guts and the, you know, because it's real soft on the inside. And I find that this helps a lot. I brought like a lot of math homework for you guys to take with you.
Yay.
I'm kidding. I would never do. I couldn't do it to you. I wouldn't have the right answers anyway. Because like beyond addition, subtraction, I'm just lost. I don't know. I mean, give me one. I'll try it. 8 times 8, 64. 125. I think. Oh, that's a good one. 122. 121. I think we have 132 chunks of tomato being cut. So these little serranos, I'm just chopping off the top, right? Makes sense. And then I'm gonna split it open and take out the seeds. And there's another thing inside that we take out. Do you know what it's called?
The core.
Yeah, it's like the core. There's another name for it. Okay, so inside we have the seeds, right? And then see that white stuff?
Yeah.
You know what they call that? I'll give you a hint.
Ribs.
Yes. Who said that?
Me.
You get a free cilantro leaf.
To eat.
Yep. Congratulations. Round of applause. All right, check it out. This trick to these guys, you want them really small because it's only 4 going in this big bowl, and you want them really small because if you get a big chunk, it's gonna burn your mouth. Good job. All right. Now I got the nice little chunks of pepper. We could chop that cilantro. The stems? I cleaned them. I put them in the washing machine. I put some gain on them. Put a little Tide with it.
Yes.
No, you're supposed to eat the leaf. Why would you eat the stem?
Stem's gonna be a little stronger. But you liked it?
It tastes like a steak. And that's why I smell.
You don't want to buy that jarred stuff, right? Now, what's the last thing we put in the Pico De Gallo? Limes. We're doing 2 limes. Usually use 1, but we doubled the recipe, right? You ever juice limes?
I just lemon.
First thing to do? First thing to do?
You roll it out.
Good man. What's the other trick? There's another trick you can do.
Squeezing it.
We're gonna squeeze it. We're gonna get the juice out by squeezing it. There's actually that little magic box over there from the 80s called a microwave.
Wow.
If you put it in there for a little bit, it actually makes it really easy to juice. So I'm gonna cut this in half. And this thing right here juices it too. You're gonna juice half a lime, you're gonna juice half a lime, you're gonna juice half a lime, you're gonna juice half a lime. Can you start mixing it together for us in the bowl? Start a little mix, pass it down, keep mixing it. By the time it gets back to me, it'll be ready to use, right?
This is my salad for now.
Okay, ready? Go. Give it a good squeeze. Make sure you get it all out of there. Sorry, I should have been more specific. Yep, that's it. Thanks for helping. Oh. Oh, and let's be specific on which side.
This one.
Thank you.
Yeah, don't put it up.
Use the open the cabinet.
How's the stirring coming along? Is it good?
Very bad.
You're doing great, but if you just take it from the edge of the bowl and just kind of toss it inside to the middle and work your way around, it will eventually be all. So try that, like ride that wall there, pull it through the middle. So try it again. It's good. It's a lot. There's a lot in there. Okay, guys. For those of you who aren't stirring and mixing, juicing and singing and dancing, I put this pan on. I'm getting the heat of the pan started. I'm going to put some grapeseed oil. And I chopped up some more white onion that we're going to use for the chorizo when we cook the chorizo in there. All right, so we're going to start cooking the chorizo. Start with the onion and the oil. What's awesome about using this, it's already got spices in the chorizo. It's got pepper spices, it's got garlic and salt, everything that we need for that flavorful Mexican taco taste. So we want that to get going for a few minutes, right? Until the onions are like translucent. Give that a little stir, make sure it's not burning. So, 1 pound of our chorizo goes in the pan. Starts to sizzle. So while that starts to brown, what do? We gotta get the eggs ready, right? Who knows how to crack an egg? Are we allowed to crack eggs?
Yeah.
Who knows how to do it one-handed?
I do.
What? That was my big trick. I was saving that for last. All right. Can we keep the shells out of it?
Yes.
All right.
I can't promise.
Let's start on this end this time.
Yeah.
And Pico's just about ready. Did we add salt to it?
Yeah.
Did he add how many shakes?
Like 5.
Feeling pretty good about it?
Came out though.
All right, cool.
I didn't put a lot at all. Yeah, you put what he wanted us to do high blood pressure.
All right, so after you crack it, just put the shell in the side that doesn't have the eggs. Is that one-handed? Boom! One-handed egg crack. One-handed egg crack. Great job. Great job. Great job. Guys, I'm gonna chop up this chorizo too while we're doing that. Can you chop that for me? Yeah. But we're gonna chop it up because we want it to be nice and ground so we can fit it inside of our taco. Go for it, man. Go for it. We have liftoff on the egg. We have liftoff. The egg has dropped. You guys smell that chorizo? Smells awesome. See how I'm continuing to break it down into smaller and smaller and smaller chunks and pieces, right? So it's like that ground consistency. Our chorizo is just about cooked, right? Because it takes about 10 minutes to brown it on like medium heat. I'm gonna start whisking these bad boys. This is a lot of eggs to whisk here. You guys beat eggs at home too, right? Yeah. Just, when you have a lot though, it helps to have a whisk like this. So again, with the grapeseed oil into the pan for the eggs to get that nice and warm. See what that's like. It's like about a couple tablespoons since we have so many eggs. And I also like to put a little salt and pepper in the eggs just to give them a little flavor. Put a little salt, peppy. Stir it up a little bit. And pour the eggs in. Maybe a little more pepper. Do you know why they hold up so high when they put pepper? That's a good point. That's another great point. It actually helps to evenly distribute the pepper. So when it's up high, so that way it's like not all in one little space, you know what I mean? Like spreads it out pretty nicely. Interesting fact. Once the egg, can you see the egg from where you're sitting? You can stand up. So you'll see it starting to cook. You know what it looks like when it starts to cook? Wait a little bit before we start scrambling it, right? I'm gonna give this a little scramble now. Now it's kind of cooking on the bottom. We're just kind of getting off the bottom so it doesn't stick. Giving it a little scramby. All right, can anybody guess the 3 cheeses that are in the Mexican cheese spread? This is real Mexican cheese, not like sharp cheddar.
Wait, it's not cheddar?
It's not cheddar. It's similar, but it's not. Let me double check. Nope.
All of the cheeses.
Well, that would be amazing. Check it out. One is called Chihuahua, like the dog. Yeah. The other one I have a hard time pronouncing, but it's like Oaxaca, something like that. And then Cotilla. Yeah, it's like legit like how the cheese they make in Mexico instead of like the Monterey Jack. But if you have sharp cheddar Monterey Jack at home, throw it in there, right? What kind? Nice. Nice. I'm gonna sprinkle a little in. Oh, I like it cheesy. I like it cheesy. It ain't easy being cheesy, but sometimes it's breezy. All right, shall we assemble a taco? Yeah? So we'll start on this end, grab a plate, bring it on over, and we will assemble the taco. Grab a tortilla. So let's go ahead and put some of this in here. I'm gonna start a little bit small because you can't really get a lot in there anyway. It's Mexican street style. And then we're gonna put the pico. Okay, so there's some pico. That's pretty. Isn't that pretty? And how's that? And did you want hot sauce? Can we do it? Yep. Okay. Give it a little shake. Tell me when. Good? All right. All right, guys, you'll each get the recipe for $35 each. Just kidding. You guys don't work, do you? What kind of phone you got? No, I can't. I'm getting no. She said no. You'll get this, so use it if you want, and feel free to improvise because cooking is about improvising and doing what you want and what you like. Thank you for having me. I think it was pretty cool and a lot of fun, so I really appreciate it. And maybe we'll see you next time, okay? Just keep cooking. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Peace out.